What's up, guys? We're gonna brobeatz. Today I'm gonna be showing you guys how to make some unique lo-fi melodies. With that being said, let's go ahead and hop into the video. Now, before we get started with a style like this that has a lot of character, so like with lo-fi, it's got that vintage dusty sound, right? I like to make the melody with the effects because it will affect the notes you place and stuff like that. So I just put down a regular little chord here, a minor 7th chord. Okay, so here's what it sounds like without the effect, and then with. Not a huge difference, but it's just something I like to do. So for my I think this is an electric piano, and then we just have a regular NOR piano here. What I like to do is, of course, we can just add some delay. Now this is to add ambience. You can copy these settings because I'm not going to sit here and explain every single setting. The only thing is with this knob, if you look in the left hand corner, I put it on 3 to kind of get that tape delay sound and not just mess with the dry. And then the RC20, this is just my own little custom preset. You can copy it or use your own, you know, it doesn't really matter. And then of course another RC20 just to get that effect. Just something to add on top of it so it's not super dry. All right, so let's go ahead and make our melody. First things first, we're gonna grab in a scale. So we can use a major for this to kind of get the sound we want. Let's go with like a D major. Okay, so let's go into here. And we're using this sound here, and what we can do just to kind of do something a little different for the chord, we can place a note, and then what we can do is kind of build a chord but build it 2 different ways. So we can take this, so we can make a dyad, pull that up an octave, and then that 3rd note, right, we can just take this but flip it on the other side, so we make a chord backwards, right, and maybe kind of like right there. And then let's take our bottom note, since this will be kind of like our bass note now, make a chord out of it and pull it over. And then for your other note, you can keep making a chord, or you can do a +1. +1 just means with the notes within the scale, you just move up the next note or down the next note, right? It's up to you and what you want. I don't really like that note. I'm gonna use this one. We could probably like offset it or something. There we go. So now that we have this, and I'm gonna pull these back, actually, I want more space. All right, so for these, super easy stuff you could do. So what we're gonna do, you could take the 7th, or if you just wanna build it from scratch, you could do something like this, and we could take the middle note, pull it up, and then from this middle note, we can just make a 7th chord, and then we can just strum it. If you want to strum it this way, you can, right? But I just like to do it manually. So usually I'll just do a few ticks, just to make it more humanized, because I'm just kind of scrolling it. I'm not really like being exact. And over here, you can do the same thing, right? So we can take this, boom. And if you want to like pull some of these notes up, you can. And then I'm gonna do something a little different. Let's maybe strum this. And then let's take this note, pull it up, just so we have something to work with. And I'm gonna just kind of split this and see what this sounds like. Let's pull it up an octave, give it a little flam. Let's pull this back. Let's see what that sounds like. Oops. Let's add a bass note down here somewhere. Let's maybe right there. Okay, I like that. I think it's smooth. And then we can add our effects back once we add our 2nd part. Now this one, I'm gonna just strip this one of everything. We could just do something like this. Let me center this for you so you can kind of see the notes I'm messing with. All right, so I'm gonna just bring this over here and make this a lot more kind of smooth. Let's see, let's take this, and we can kind of work on this. Boom. And that should be smooth enough. Okay, let's see. Okay, and then when we add the other stuff in, it should sound good. So that is our little first melody. Let's move on to the next. All right, so now we have our actual little piano here. So this will kind of be our melody. So we're gonna copy this down here. All right, and then what we're gonna do is pretty much, we're gonna keep the bass line. We're just gonna delete a lot of these notes because we wanna create like a actual little melody. So let's take, let me see. And this is what it sounds like now. I guess I can play a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is take this note to start our melody. Oops, I don't know why it's not letting me. And we're gonna do a thirds, 1/3 beat. And then I'm gonna try to like, we're just gonna make a little melody. Let's see. And let's put this in the same spot over here. And then I'm gonna add some like animation at the bottom. Let's do something like this. Maybe do a suspended chord. And I'm gonna make these a little bit lower than the rest. Let's just copy it all the way through. And this is where you do a lot of the tedious stuff, like pulling these out. Let's just copy it over, and we can just kind of take these top notes. I'm gonna take this note, pull it up, and then see what we can do with it. Let's try the thirds. Actually, I want to do 1/4 so we can get that like jazz feel. And then maybe we can come back here. Let's see. I'm gonna mess with the velocity here. I didn't want to mess with the velocity too much, but all right, I think it's sounding pretty good. And now I just want to kind of keep it going. Let's go back here, and then let's take care of these real quick so we have something to work with. Pull them back. Let's maybe pull this up. We can probably get away with this a little bit. Okay. So over here, we want to keep the same rhythm, but just change the notes. So what we can do is look here. Let's see. Now let's just take this. Pull it up an octave. Let's do something like this, and then we can make the 7th. And this is just kind of me doing, kind of like putting my own stuff into it. We could make it sound better by using the velocity and stuff, but I think this is enough. Okay, so I'm not gonna mess with the velocity, but I just want to make sure we get the notes and stuff down. I mean, I will probably have to mix this stuff in a bit because we'll fix it later. But all right, so that is the melody. So now we're just gonna add our bass notes. Now we're just gonna throw in our bass. So I'm gonna take this bottom line here, and then we're gonna put it in here. Okay, this little darker piano. I'm gonna paste it down, and then maybe offset these. Some a little different. Let's pull that over. It doesn't need to be like exact. And let's just copy this down here. So this is just a sub. Okay. I just pulled all of these knobs to -24 for like the subbiness. And I'm gonna pull this up. I would probably transpose this so I can get like darker, deeper tones, but okay, and that's pretty much it. Since this is a lo-fi melody, I think I can show you one thing, but you will need like gross beat or shaper box, but I'll set that up and then I'll go ahead and just show you what it is. All right, so here's what I want to show you. So pretty much I just put our key and piano in a bus. Now if you don't know, lo-fi kind of shares a lot of the chords and stuff with hyperpop, right? A lot of kind of the moods and stuff. So what you can do, since we're making a lo-fi melody, I thought it'd be cool to show you. You could turn your lo-fi melody into a hyperpop melody with some effects. Now there's plenty of ways to do it, but this is just like a preset that I personally have. So you put these in a bus, right? And it's just to make it easier. You could put it on the individual tracks, but put those in a bus. I leave the basses out so that it's kind of still on beat a bit, just in case it messes up. So within shaper box, you can use gross beat, whatever you use. This is just what I use personally. I use this preset called noisy rhythm. I don't like some of the things in here, but I'm not gonna spend time tweaking it. I mean, pretty much it'll turn this into like a little hyper pop. And then I just put RC20 on it to kind of get rid of some of that weird stuff going on. Right, and you could throw an 808 on there and all this stuff, but that's just a little bonus. So let's end the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.